Greetings and peace to you from our Savior, Jesus Christ. My name is Chris Royce. I had the privilege of serving as chapel's vicar during the 2018-2019 school year. And today I have the privilege of serving as pastor right here at Messiah Lutheran Church in Olympia, Washington. And it's also my privilege to contribute to these videos that you're about to see. These videos that tell us a little bit of the story, background, history of this ministry that we all care about so deeply. September 26, 2020, it marked the 100th anniversary of WELS campus ministry in the United States. When WELS campus ministry began 100 years ago, it began all right here at our University of Wisconsin, Madison. These videos that we're about to show to you over the course of the next several weeks will walk you through some of the history, the challenges, and the blessings that our ministry, this campus ministry, has experienced over the last 100 years as it has served 10 decades worth of Badgers. The truth is that campus ministries equip students to be confident witnesses and passionate church leaders, both before, during, and after their diplomas. Campus ministry work is so important that at the 1987 WELS Synod Convention, the floor recognized that campus ministries serve as worker training programs for the Synod's future lay leaders, and that campus ministries send students into WELS congregations where they give a lifetime of service and financial support to their church. Throughout the decades, the students, the ones being served, embraced a spirit of leadership and service in ministry. Campus ministry is a natural sending ministry. Students come together from all over the world for a few highly formative years and then disperse once again all over the world with their newfound talents and abilities. Making their spiritual training a 13th credit of sorts fits in naturally with their growth and development during this period. University students are also immersed in dozens of new ideas, concepts, and worldviews, which generally makes them open to expanding their horizons. This gives us a great opportunity to showcase the radical, transformational gospel news for the life-changing message it truly is. This video series can't possibly tell 100 years of history in all its total complete fullness, but our goal in doing these videos is to just give you a basic sketch, a picture of where our campus ministry has been and our plans and prayers for the future. At its 1919 district convention, the South Wisconsin District of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod resolved to begin a student mission in Madison and to call a pastor to serve there. When this action became known, the Wisconsin Synod, which also had a considerable number of students at the university, made the proposal that it be permitted to share in the undertaking and to assume half of the expenses that it would involve. This campus ministry would go by the name Calvary, and the call process for the mission's first pastor was soon underway. WELS campus ministry began on September 26, 1920, when Pastor Adolf Hanschel led the first service of the Calvary Students' Mission at the Wheeler School of Music in Madison, Wisconsin, near the corner of State and Gilman Streets. Hanschel's notes record an attendance of 48 at that first service. From there, this new ministry gradually continued to grow under Hanschel's leadership. Worship drew 80 to 90 souls each Sunday, and by the end of the 1920-1921 school year, the number of students participating in Calvary's ministry numbered 151. Wouldn't any mission board like to have all their missions get off to a start like that? As students began to pack into this modest rented space, a spirit of leadership and zeal began to kindle among Calvary's students. A student council was formed in January of 1921, and this group recognized early on that this ministry would greatly benefit from having, in addition to its own worship space, a community house of sorts, a place where students could gather during the week to study and to socialize. In 1924, Calvary's Joint Mission Board was able to purchase a plot of land at 713 State Street on the east end of UW-Madison's campus. Today, this site is occupied by Calvary Lutheran Chapel, as well as the University Bookstore. 6 years to the day after they first gathered for worship in Wheeler Hall, their first worship center and student center was dedicated and ready for use. The Capital Times described the 70-foot tower attached to Calvary as one of the most striking pieces of church architecture in the city. In these early years, Calvary introduced Sunday cost suppers, which were met with consistent attendance and success. These low-cost meals were first born out of necessity, as UW-Madison's dining hall did not offer meal service on Sundays. Offering a meal to the students accomplished two purposes. The student could be fed, and the campus ministry could get its foot in the door with these students and perhaps spark their interest in the other, more spiritual aspects of its ministry. These dinners have been a staple throughout the chapel's ministry. Today, Wisconsin Lutheran Chapel offers triple dollar dinner on Monday nights, where for $3, a student can receive a complete home-cooked meal. A brief devotion usually follows this meal. From its earliest and humblest beginnings, Calvary's students voluntarily and joyfully displayed leadership and took initiative over this new budding ministry. When Calvary was first built in 1926, Pastor Hunchel praised the students for playing no small part in the building project. The furnishings in the sanctuary of the chapel, the beautiful stone altar, wainscoting, pulpit, and lectern, as well as the landscaping, is a noble monument to the students who succeeded in collecting over $7,000. Now, these contributions in today's dollar figures would be the equivalent of raising between $70,000 and $100,000. Between fundraising campaigns and planning activities to doing the little things like faithful attendance and spreading word around campus, both the Wisconsin and the Missouri Synods owe a debt of gratitude to this earliest batch of students for playing no small part in to help spreading the word about Calvary and to help getting this first campus ministry mission up off the ground.